Zohran Mamdani's win in the Democratic primary for New York mayor shocked the Democratic establishment. He did this with a seemingly contradictory coalition. Immigrant neighborhoods that trended sharply to the right in 2024, plus young people who are so lefty, their neighborhoods have been nicknamed the Commie Corridor. Some areas in the Brighton Beach neighborhood shifted to Trump by 20 points or more in 2024. We visited a precinct that shifted 25 points towards Trump, yet voted for Mamdani by nearly 50 points. The first time we went to Brighton Beach, we kept striking out.
No, okay.
Often because of the language barrier.
Who did you vote for mayor?
For mayor?
Yeah.
I like Eric.
Eric Adams?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then we went back with someone who could be our guide, Asad Dandia, a Muslim activist. He says it was the large Pakistani population here, not the Russians that the neighborhood is usually associated with, who turned out for Mamdani.
So check it out. Vote for Zohran Mamdani, and there's an American flag behind it.
Do you think they talked to us about him?
Yeah, go ahead.
Dandia helped by translating from Urdu.
Did you vote for Zohran Mamdani?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he's a nice guy and everybody like. So इसने काफ़ी चीज़ें उसने साथ दसी यानी कि बस दी ट्रांसपोर्टेशन,
I'll translate.
grocery and rent freezer.
So he says things that resonated with him were the free buses, municipal groceries, and the rent freeze.
Who did you vote for president in 2024?
Trump के लिए
Trump.
Trump.
Yeah, so Trump, Mamdani.
Trump is basically अपनी कंट्री के लिए बहुत अच्छा सोचता है. उसकी थिंकिंग बड़ी अच्छी है. कारोबारी बिजनेस लिहाज के लिए बहुत अच्छा वो सोचता है.
Okay. So he said he supported and voted for Trump because Trump is very conscious about his country. He's a very good business-oriented man, and he wants to take immigrants. Trap matlab kya?
जो मतलब के जो corrupt लोग हैं.
He wants to take corruption out of the system.
Are you worried at all that Trump and Mamdani will fight?
So
वो गलत नहीं कह सकते.
okay, so he says he has faith that the two of them are going to kind of move the country in a good direction.
Zunaira Ahmed is from South Brooklyn and works in city Democratic politics.
Tell me about the Trump to Mamdani voter.
Yeah, I mean, I think Southern Brooklyn, you'll find them all over the place. What both campaigns did successfully was they reached out to the voters. I was with voters on election day, and when asking Pakistani voters how they're voting, many of them said Trump. And a lot of them said because during the Trump campaign, they spoke about former Prime Minister Imran Khan and things that were happening in Pakistan. They just weren't hearing that from other campaigns.
Do you think there's a connection in both Trump and Mamdani talking about affordability or grocery prices?
You know, there's a connection in terms of they're talking about it, but the Mamdani campaign has put out proposals that people can really grasp.
A moment from the primary debate went viral. The candidates were asked where their first trip abroad would be, and many said Israel, but Mamdani did not.
I would stay in New York City. My plans are to address New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs and focus on that.
People told us that they liked that Mamdani said he would focus on New York, instead of making a bigger statement about foreign policy he can't control.
It was just such a stark contrast between him and not just the other candidates on the stage, but maybe the traditional Democratic Party line in New York City and potentially nationally. Countless people outside of New York said to me, what on earth does this have to do with running the New York City government?
It reminded me of the time during the 2016 presidential election when Donald Trump was debating Jeb Bush and he called the Iraq War a big fat mistake.
Right.
He gets booed in the room. Traditional Republicans think he's done.
Right.
But a lot of people saw that and were like, wow, finally someone who says what I think.
That's an excellent comparison. But I think in some respects, the disconnect kind of between the party establishment and the voting base that Trump exposed in 2016 is reminiscent of the one that Zohran Mamdani exposed in 2025.
Another major part of Mamdani's coalition are voters that live in a string of neighborhoods that political writer Michael Lang calls the Commie Corridor. Many younger college-educated people live here. These neighborhoods voted overwhelmingly for Kamala Harris and then voted for Mamdani by huge margins, in some precincts by 9-1.
Commie Corridor is not an insult.
Not an insult at all.
Are the young people in the Commie Corridor angry at the Democratic establishment?
Absolutely.
Why?
I mean, because kind of for their entire adult life, that party establishment has not really been delivering for them. That American dream of previous generations of being able to like have children in a city, right? Be able to buy a home at a reasonable interest rate, just feel increasingly out of reach.
Do you think there's a anger at the Democratic establishment for not doing more to fight Trump or fix affordability or whatever?
Yeah, I do. I think that like you see a lot of people who are kind of on the right side of the Democratic Party and puppeting or saying what people on the far right are saying, and I think that they're not appealing to me.
I feel anger with a lot that's going on in our government right now, just even in the sense of there's a lot of corruption, and people who are claiming to be Democratic candidates don't necessarily have views that really line up with what I support or what I think the general people even support.
What do you think? There's sort of this idea among like the older Democratic generations that the kids are too far left.
I think we need somebody that can really stand up to like all the old guard in our politics right now, and I'm inspired by it. I'm still very surprised at how young he is, but I think maybe we need a little wrench thrown in the other side.